Let's see, rares. Valerie, good rare. She's also farmable. Good rare, also a farmable. Okay. Going over some things kind of just quickly. You can get her in, I think, stage 1 of campaign. What's fun with her, I mean, she attacks on A1, that's great. But right here, this is a 3-turn cooldown. Increase the duration of all buffs and allies by a turn. Also decrease the duration of all debuffs and allies by a turn, and does increase attack on allies. She's great. She also does a shield. So this is on a 5-turn cooldown. So she does a shield on here too. And also heals, and then ally HP and faction creeps by 22%. Now, it doesn't mean you're gonna take these guys to 60, but good champ, you know, so she's one of them. I always say Valerie's great. I also do think like Dagger can be pretty good too. Each crit decreases target's turn meter on the A1. She hits twice. And so if you can get her to crit, she can knock down the target's turn meter a little bit, like twice on the A1. AoE, decrease defense, decrease attack. So those are 2, for example. That's Bannerlords. High Elves. Apo. Always a really, really good rare. Attacks 3 times on his A1. Heals a target ally. He's got a critical heal. Boon of Speed is, it's a speed boost on all your allies and fills the turn meter. And ally defense in dungeons. Yep, I'm just going through pointing out just like a couple quickly. Reliquary Tender is another great one. Decrease attack. She has remove all debuffs from allies, continuous heal, and revives and fills turn meter. Yep, exactly. There's definitely a bunch of top of the head, and I'm sure, you know, we'll probably be missing some in between. We're kind of just going through them. Let's see. I actually like Mother Superior. I say I like her. Again, doesn't mean you have to take her to 60, but I like her as some heals as well too, depending on who you have on your team. Decrease attack on the A1. Places a shield, as well as doing a heal, continuous heal and shields on allies, and ally speed in battles by 13%. So she's another one I really like as far as a rare. She's a good one. Athel's always a good rare too. I think Athel's always nice to have. She's pretty strong. And she's also one of the starters as well too. Barbs. Soulbond and War Maiden. So War Maiden's also a farmable. Yep. I really do. I like Mother Superior. I think she's good. War Maiden, AoE decreased defense, and she's a farmable. Again, doesn't mean you have to take these to 60. Soulbond Boyar. Chance of inflicting a crit ignores 75% of target's defense. And same thing here. Depletes the target's turn meter. So Soulbond's another really good one. Ogren. Bellower. He has AoE on all of his abilities, and he's ally speed and faction creeps by 15%, so you can also use him as a campaign farmer. He's a really good one there. Gear Grinder, actually, I think Gear Grinder's pretty decent as well too, because heals all allies by 15% of max HP. That's on a 3-turn cooldown. It revives the dead allies. That's on a 5-turn cooldown as well too. So I really, really like those two. And like I said, there's probably cases for a couple others in between. Rares. Do we like any of the rare dudes here? I mean, Haruspex you can use as a reviver if you need a reviver in that faction, right, for faction war. Poison on the A1, fills turn meter of allies and does increased speed. Revives a dead ally and turn meter. I mean, it's a 5-turn cooldown. Metal Shaper, yeah, we can point out Metal Shaper. He's another good one. He does shields. Shield buff on allies for 2 turns, and that's on a 2-turn cooldown. 2 turns, 2-turn cooldown. Removes all debuffs. Heals. So that as well too. And let's see, Skinwalker. There's some good ones here too. We like Gnarlhorn. Gnarlhorn attacks. He has a AoE provoke, increased defense, and an unkillable. 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown. Ally defense in dungeons. Also, Mr. Handsy Fleshmonger. Fleshmonger's a good one. Attacks 3 times on his A1. Increased attack, increased crit rate, gets an extra turn. AoE, decreased defense. Ally attack in dungeons by 23%. So definitely some really good ones. I know Techno's a fan of Grappler. We'll talk about Grappler because I know Techno's a fan of him. Hits 2 times on the A1, has a weaken. Attacks, has a poison on the A2. Places shield on allies and reflect damage. And spirit ally HP. You know, but the A3 is really good too. This is on a 4-turn cooldown. Where are we? Orcs? Anybody here we like? Let me think. Is there anybody that really sticks out here? I don't know, anybody stick out to you here? Veteran? We could look at Veteran. Ironclad was really interesting. So Veteran, decrease attack, increase crit rate, block buffs, and ally speed in dungeons. So possibly for him too. Yeah, Ironclad I was just looking at too. Heal reduction on the A1. Removes a random debuff from all allies and does increased attack on them. And when healed, attack all enemies inflicting damage proportion to any surplus heal. And then also ally HP in battles. So as you see, there's definitely a bunch of rares. Let's see. I like Diabolos, and she's a farmable. Diabolos has a sleep on her A1. A2 is, it's an AoE attack, and she does increased speed on your allies. Fills turn move allies by 50% and decreases turn move enemies, and that's on a 4-turn cooldown. There you go. I like her. Marquez for later. She can hit hard later. Like, you might not have the gear for her right now, but decreased attack. She does weakens. She does a freeze. Ally defense and faction crypts. And of course, the puppy, probably one of the best farmers in the game. The pup is one of the best farmers in the game for sure. So it does decrease AoE, decrease speed on the A1, continuous heal, reflect damage, block damage buff on an ally, and ally defense and faction crypts by 19%. I didn't get to the dwarves yet, guys. I was like, let's talk about dwarves. All right, Banshee. Banshee's worth an honorable mention. I always think she's worth an honorable mention. Like I said, doesn't mean you have to get these guys to 50. She has AoE, decreased defense on the A1. AoE removes a random buff from each target. Block active skills. She hits twice. And ally resists, so she's an honorable mention for sure. Frozen Banshee. Nope, Frozen Banshee. Poison sensitivity. Fills turn move allies, poison sensitivity, ally accuracy. It's always really nice, like early on, having champs that have like this accuracy buff too, because I remember in the beginning when I first started, my accuracy was terrible. So like when I ran her in Clan Boss, I ended up putting her in lead to help with my accuracy. Her sister's good too, like paired with her. Poison, decreased defense, poisons, poison sensitivity. Grinner. One of the only revivers in the faction. There's 3 revivers in this faction. Siffy, Gorgo, and Grinner. Are there any other revivers? Yeah, that's why I mentioned Banshee as a mention as well too. People don't always think about her, but she's got that AoE decreased defense on the A1. Increase attack buff on allies. AoE removes a random buff and then revives an ally with a shield. And the ally resists. Like, this is on a 4-turn cooldown. Corpulent. Probably later. Not early in, but corpulent people do use in those clan boss comps. Let's see, probably make case for a couple others. But Dark Elves. Kale, always a strong starter. I don't think we really need to talk about Kale. Spirit Host. Spirit Host is always fun, particularly in the beginning as well, too. Heals by damage inflicted on the A1. A2 is increased attack buff on all allies. A3 is removes all debuffs and does block buffs. And ally speed in battles. She's a farmable as well. Cold Heart. Do we need to explain Cold Heart? Yeah, that's what I mean, guys. No cases can be made for a bunch of them. We're kind of just flying through them. Cold Heart. Do we even need to talk about Cold Heart? Painkeeper. Very, very good rares here, right? Very good rares. Night Rev. Let's see, who do we like for Night Rev? I actually, you know what? I used Coffin Smasher for a while early in because of his HP burn when I didn't have an HP burn. Also, decreases damage enemies inflict with AoE by 5%. So I did use him like early in like clan boss kind of stuff too with the HP burn. Renegade, Renegade, like a mini Kaimar, right? 5-turn cooldown on ally reset for skills. Ash would never talk to me again if I didn't mention Ashwalker. Devastator. Stun, AoE, decrease, weaken, speed in battles. He would never speak to me again if I didn't say Ashwalker, so there. Dwarves. I actually like Aver. I think Aver's a good dwarf. Aver has a poison on his A1. A2 is AoE, decreased attack, decreased speed. Oh, he drops his staff too. And his A3's Revitalizing Poisons fills turn of allies and heals them. So I actually really like this guy. He was very helpful early in. And let's see. Yeah, I know we talked about Master Butcher as well too. Yo, Glam, 9 months, thank you. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. Oh my goodness, you guys. Thank you so much for blessing me the way you do. It means a lot to me. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you, thank you. All right, Master Butcher, provoke on the A1. Provoke, increase crit rate, increase attack. So heat exchanged. Yeah, I really like Aver. Like I said, when attacked, heals all allies equal to the amount of damage taken. Does not work against bosses. Revives a random ally with full HP when this champion is killed. So he has a very interesting kit. Bulwark. Weaken on the A1. HP burn on the A2. Punishing defense. When attacked, has a 30% chance of extend duration of all debuffs on the attacker. Ally defense was also used in like clan boss stuff, right? Just quickly. And then Shadowkin. I'm trying to think if there are any rares here. Oh, Odachi. I talk about him all the time. Odachi. So the thing to remember with Shadowkin, and I know I say it all the time, is Shadowkin only has 2 block debuff champs. 1 is Raiho, and she's a Void Legendary, and 2 is this guy. So block debuffs, increase defense with this dude. That's kind of it. So I know we kind of flew through. Yeah, clan boss, exactly. I know we flew through, but there you go. Like there's plenty of rares that are actually good that are not food. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to take them to 60. Like sometimes you could just take them to 50 and they'll be fine at 50, you know? Hey, if you enjoyed this video, check out some more videos up here in the playlist on the top right.